So now let's get to the science behind sleep. So this is where all you science geeks want to wake up for a second, because it's pretty cool how sleep works. If you have heard the terminology sympathetic and parasympathetic, where sympathetic is that flight and fight response where your body is in a overstressed state and constantly releasing cortisol, well, think of sleep as your ultimate parasympathetic activity, if you can get quality sleep. Sleep is basically 8 hours of deep breathing and meditation. So think of sleep in a broader sense of what it's doing to your body. It's putting it into a relaxation state. Now, under normal conditions, sleep physiology will balance your hormone levels. It will control metabolism, lower blood pressure, boost your immune system, which we all need right now. It will also repair your DNA. And as we age, our DNA mutations and damage that happens over time is what leads to a number of diseases and cancers and stuff. So we want to have that sleep so our body is repairing. And it also allows us to recover from psychological trauma. So when we think about sleep, there's actual stages that are happening. So there are 4 stages of sleep. So once we fall asleep, our body goes into a sleep cycle. The first of these 3 stages are known as non-rapid eye movement. So, and then the final stage is known as REM, or rapid eye movement. Now, if you look at the image on the top right, you can see that we actually cycle through these 4 stages multiple times in a night. Ideally, when we are having good quality and efficient sleep, we cycle through them about 5 times in a night. So each of these cycles will last approximately 90 to 120 minutes, with most of our sleep actually in the stage 2. Now, adult sleep, so when we go to sleep, usually it is best that we fall asleep in under 20 minutes. That is good for sleep efficiency. And we want to have everybody's amount of sleep that their body requires will be different. So there's nothing set in stone of how many hours you need, but in average, people do very well between 7 and 9 hours. Now, if you're falling asleep in less than 5 minutes, you're kind of overtired, which means you really need to evaluate what you're doing throughout your day. You want it, that prime period is between that 5 to 20 minutes when you hit your pillow, when you hit your bed and you fall asleep. So just keep that in mind, how quickly you're falling asleep. And we can talk about how you can actually measure that and keep track of that. But when we look at the different stages of sleep, so stage 1 only lasts for a few minutes, less than 5 minutes. And this is that light transitional sleep. It's actually the first stage, and it goes between wakefulness and sleep, and it's very light sleep. This is the point where in your body, your muscles start relaxing, your heart rate, breathing, and eye movements begin to slow. And then we move on after that few minutes, right into stage 2 of sleep. Now, stage 2 of sleep is definitely more of a deeper sleep, but where the heart rate and breathing continue to slow down. The muscles become even more relaxed, but now this is where your core body temperature also decreases and your brain waves slow down. And this is more stable sleep. So this is when somebody's in stage 2 sleep, it's really hard to be woken up from this stage. And this is the one that lasts the longest of each of the stages, about 50% of that cycle. Now, then we go on to stage 3. Now, stage 3 is very important because this is a stage we want to get to make you feel refreshed and alert the next day. So you might say, okay, I went to sleep, I only slept for a couple hours, or I went to sleep and I had my 8 hours, but I don't feel refreshed. So looking at how much of each stage you're getting and where you're getting this could be helpful to determine what are some factors. Now, in stage 3, the heartbeat, breathing, brain wave activity reach their lowest levels of the night. And this is the most relaxed the muscles would be. This is your deepest stage of sleep. And in this stage, hormones such as growth hormone are increased, and that a growth hormone is important for muscle and bone repair. And then this is also critical because this is where that restorative sleep allows the body to recover and grow and boost the immune system. So stage 3 is just as important as any of the other stages. Now, stage 4, many people can think of when they're thinking that they're dreaming, right? So most, but not all dreams happen in stage 4 sleep, the REM stage. And in that stage, what's happening is the muscles become paralyzed, you start dreaming, and the eyes start moving rapidly. There's an increased heart rate. There's elevated brain activity, almost to a state of being like awake. But because you have this muscle paralysis, it stops you from physically acting out those dreams that you're actually having, even though they might seem super vivid. And the duration of each REM sleep cycle actually increases as the night progresses. So in the beginning of the night, you'll have a shorter REM, but then towards the end of the night, you'll have a longer REM. That's why we tend to, as we're waking up, remember that most recent dream as opposed to ones that happened earlier in the night, because it's a longer stage and towards the end. Now, numerous studies have also linked REM sleep to memory consolidation. So this is where, you know, I tell a lot of people, especially students, when they're studying, that the ones who are pulling all-nighters for, you know, their exams and they're learning all this new material, but then they don't sleep. Well, you need to get to that REM stage to consolidate what you learned in the day, what you know, and then these experiences become those long-term memories. Do keep in mind that the duration of REM sleep, this stage, will decrease as you age.